let's work on the idea called marginal probability and joint probability. So each of these are some frequencies for a bunch of students that they're answering whether they're better off, same, or worse off than their parents. And then they're also saying whether they completed high school, college, or more than college. So what we're going to do to convert these into probabilities is they need to be relative frequencies. So 140 out of the total 2,000, 450 out of the total 2,000. These are probabilities that go with each of the outcomes. Remember, probabilities are approximated with their relative frequency. And you can convert these into decimals, but I'm keeping them as fractions so that we're able to see where things came from. So here's each of the categories, but now they're relative frequencies, and I'm just going to write some shortcuts, letters for that's the same rows and columns. Okay, so what is marginal probability? Marginal probability is about one set of events. So if they can only answer better off, same, or worse off, then if I look at the total across the row, this total was 1,010 out of 2,000. This total down here is 570 out of 2,000. And the remaining is everybody out of 2,000, which is 420 out of 2,000. Okay, so what are marginal probabilities? These are marginal probabilities because they only take into account the answers for better off, same, or worse off. Similarly, the probabilities for high school, college, and more than college come from the columns. So this total is 400 out of 2,000. This total is 1,000 out of 2,000. And this total is 600 out of 2,000. So these are also marginal probabilities with regard to education, and the ones on the side are marginal probabilities with regard to whether they say they're how well off they are. So now let's talk about what's a joint probability. A joint probability involves the intersection of two outcomes. So this inside the table is a joint probability. This one is the probability that they said better off and they completed high school. They're each separately two events that happen simultaneously. So one way of thinking about this is if I had all these 2,000 people and I picked out only one, the chance that they had answered better off and high school would be 140 out of the 2,000 is the probability. Let's do one more joint probability. Another one might be this. This is the probability that they said they're worse off and they got more than college is 70 out of the 2,000. So the important concept here is joint probability is two things, two events simultaneously, whereas the marginal probability only relates to one event at a time.